He took a year off, but comes back at it with our #1 qualifier, and he's going against Robert Thorn, aka the Thorn Dog. Here we go. Your big initiation there from that Monster Energy Nitto tire. Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD pulls away from Robert Thorn. Thorn, I was talking to him earlier in the driver's meeting. Vaughn does get into the dirt. He looks a little more brocky than his Ford Mustang. Talking about that Ultra 4 racing that he's been doing with him and his Lauren Healy teammate, RTR. All right, transitioning now back up to the clip. Robert Thorn. Might want after that. Matt Field, he's ready to throw down. Here we go. Matt Field, big initiation from him into that first inside. Whoa, Dean Carnage comes out of angle, gets into the kitty litter. Matt Field does continue on. Matt Field continues on into that second outside zone. He does throw some dirt. The GT Radio, a little gravel machine gun. Unfortunately, Dean Carnage made that mistake very early on, as long as Matt Field keeps it with the rubber in that HGK GT Radio vehicle. Ryan Turk, Rain-X, Toyota GR Corolla, banging doors in the Rockstar Pilot on some Nitto tires. But Ryan Turk continues on in that Toyota GR Corolla, gets that second outside zone, gets into the dirt. Christoph Flusch getting aggressive. Ryan Turk counters back outside of the keyhole. Wow, Christoph's making his presence felt after 5 years of absence.
New Zealand.
Yes, sir. Darren Kelly out front, the heart of racing, which both does road racing as well as obviously drifting. Darren Kelly, a great ambassador for not only Aston Martin Heart of Racing, but also New Zealand. So look at that, pulling away. Ulla Jaeger, Japan Auto, another Norwegian driver, that Mark IV Super, great looking car. Darren Kelly looking really good, and just such a beautiful exhaust note, right? I mean, you gotta love an exotic out here on track, and now brings around that final clip. Ulla, since 2004, has always campaigned to Nissan since day one. Nissan power plant and Nissan chassis. Now coming past that inside clip, Chris Forsberg says the car's feeling good, that VR power that's got the GTR engine. Oh, and Castro, looks like he slides off, he slides to the side. That's gonna be an incomplete for Castro. And Forsberg completes on, and that will be a major advantage. Let's see this Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota Supra on Nitto tires. Big initiation there for Frederick Osmo. He is your back-to-back and 3-time champion. He's your defending champion coming in that first outside zone, but Rome right there. And look at that, he is definitely part of the conversation. Mimicking the angle, that was proper execution. Osmo finds a little bit more grip coming back down that hill. Maybe Rome giving a little bit too much breathing room. RX-8, Yellow Speed Racing NRG. Getting Nuts Laboratory S15. And here comes the lone rotary up the hill. Looking strong, Forrest weighing back there quite a bit. Needs to gain some ground. He did have, you know, that contact. I'm talking about Kyle Mohan against Wang, but Wang really needs to kind of step up here. Beecham, he's got a new ride, he's got a new speed. This Blonex, Nexen Tires, BMW, massive angle there from him. Backs it in, massive angle. Look at Trent Beecham. He was right there all up in that smoke, in that second outside zone. And that second inside clip, I mean, James Dean is driving this like he's driven it his entire life. People would dream about drifting like this. And this is second ever coming down the hill. Say how to get rowdy. Little Monty entry for Chelsea Denofa. Big angle from Denofa. Coming up the hill. I know they swapped the engine last night. They had some issues. But it seems to be 100% right now. Gets into the dirt. A lot of dirt. Wow. He hung it out there for quite some time. The sand people getting blasted right here in front of the judges' stand. And now into that fight. Coming down the hill, Odibashi initiates. Almost identical angle there from Bakshi and Novak. Now into that first outside zone. Look how settled that car is. Nick Novak almost has a beeline towards that second outside zone. Now attacks onto the second inside clip. And Odi Bakshi completes and rounds it out as Novak. Running the 2J under the hood of the Royal Purple BMW. I'm gonna have some words with him at halftime as well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gooshy. Gooshy over-rotates, and that will be an incomplete. Dylan Hughes does need to continue, so the Dozer will need to continue through the course. He will have an advantage as long as he keeps it sideways. does. So Dylan Hughes doing double duty, sharing the vehicle with Adam LZ. And here comes Bonkin Jr. Captain clutch kick, throws it in into that big front clip. Nice job by him. Now works his way up the hill into that first outside zone. Into the horseshoe. Fills all of that. Doesn't get all the horseshoe. And Alec Robbins loops it. Robbins just could not stay with him and loops it in the keyhole. Bonkin Jr. brings it back. I mean, will lead Austin Ender Drink. Nissan all-new Z on GT radial tires. Initiates into that front clip. Big angle there from Forsberg. Forrest Wang. Slides past. Big angle from Forsberg into that second outside zone. Just barely taps it now into that inside clip. Goes Chris Forsberg, pulling out of the keyhole. And Chris Forsberg separating Forrest Wang. Great angle from him. He did not have his vehicle overseas to the States for Long Beach, so this is his maiden voyage. Looks like Christoph Bluch catching a little bit of a rumble strip once and twice. Now getting into that rumble strip in outside zone 1 and outside zone 2. Now Stuckey taking a bit of a shallow line into that inside clip 2. Headed back down the hill to Vitor Tire. S15. Matt Field. Sometimes the heart beats the budget though. So here we go. Matt Field initiates. That Morris exhaust GT radial. Corvette goes past that inside clip. Nice job by Matt Field as our current points leader. A little shimmy. Quick little correction of those Forge-Star wheels. Gets out there, gets into the dirt. And look at Jonathan Hurst applying the pressure. That Mr. Cool BMW keeping it cool. Even under the pressure for the entirety of the season. Let's see, Darren Kelly representing New Zealand, the heart of racing Aston Martin. Little shimmy there on initiation. Taylor Hall, who did have issues with his belt, but now it looks like he's got it strapped back together. He's got the power in that Comp Cams Corvette, but Darren Kelly would love to advance onto the Grade 8. Now into that front clip, out of the keyhole. You can see Taylor Hall dips that. Oh no! And you have Frederick Osmo, great shot of those acceleration lights, right? Acceleration, green, 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 red, hit those brakes. Now coming in that inside clip, there goes James Dean. Nice snappy transition. Going up the hill, here comes James Dean. He had some trouble here earlier. Not so much trouble right now. Frederick Osmo taking that beeline approach. How do they handle out of the keyhole? James Dean, open the window opportunity here for Frederick Osmo. Osmo fights back. Let's go. Little jab. Or a win. They're not just throwing caution out there. So, just I say that, they go across the nose. Dylan the Dozer Hughes, Royal Purple, GT Radial, BMW. Goes past an inside clip. Jeff Jones takes it out. Now up the hill, powering into that first outside zone. Goes Dylan the Dozer. In that second outside zone, really good job there. Doesn't get all the way in it, doesn't fill all of it, and that allows Jeff Jones to get close to him. Snappy transition by Hughes. Jones drops back through that start chicane. Field suspension. S15 coming down the hill. Pennzoil, BC Racing, Mustang RTR Spec 5 FG. GT Radial versus Ditto Tires. Odibashi's good angle there. In that first outside zone. Fairly similar angle there. Odie, you see him kind of dive in. Chelsea Milpa not backing down. Coming through that second inside clip and exiting that keyhole. Now past that final inside clip. Corvette. Oh boy, on GT Radials, here we go. Bonkin Jr., our number 1 qualifier. Sparks go flying, the Titaness lights are flickering. Transitioning. Up the hill, big angle from Bonkin Jr. Look at Matt Field. He gained some ground. Matt Field taking a shallower line. Big angle there from Bonkin Jr. Barely nicked that inside clip 2. Pass and touch and go. Big angle there from Bonkin Jr. He has just been non-stop. Every single run from a 3 champion. Christos Bluch, HGK, BMW. Look at this. Now Darren Kelly, both of them kind of having some wobbles on initiation. Now up the hill into that outside zone. Darren Kelly doesn't look as settled as he was earlier. Looks like he comes out of just shallow line. Ryan, mistakes on both sides are rearing their ugly head. Holy cow, look at the smoke coming from the side. Dylan Hughes, Odie qualified 3rd, Dylan Hughes qualified 6th. So a fairly equally matched battle here. that LS Supercharge. Essence coming down the hill, past that inside clip. Dylan Hughes transitions back. Odie powers up the hill in the outside zone. Dylan Hughes keeping pace. How do they handle the outside zone two? Odie Bakshi's barely flirting with the course edge. Really nice line by Odie Bakshi. Oh, look at that. Dylan Hughes barely losing that front left bumper. And now, passing on that inside clip. Ryan, the level here, Dean, Chris Forsberg, 6 championships between these two drivers. James Dean swings that Ford Mustang into that inside clip. Chris Forsberg comes on by, buried in that smoke. Now coming up the hill in that first outside zone, James Dean dials it in, precision on the outside zone 2. Didn't get all of it, just got a little bit of it. Goes across the nose of the all-new Z. Looks like he might have taken out that headlight, the bumper. Now into that final inside clip. James Dean and Chris champion. Christopher Forsberg, NOS entering all-new Z. GT radial tires coming down the hill. Initiates using all the course. Gets out that rebel chip. Look at Odie Bakshi. Tucks it in that smoke signal. Back up the hill. Get to outside zone 1. Navigating outside zone 2. Forsberg fills all of it. Odie Bakshi is veering everywhere. Forsberg's going. Almost grinding in that GT radial in the door. Coming out of that keyhole.
Unreal.
Forsberg is dialed right now. Great run is his run into the finals 2023. Let's lay out listen to this Ford Performance pony. Forsberg, a restart here. Wonkin Jr. going for that perfect back. Here comes Chris Forsberg. Both of them initiating at the same time, going around that inside clip. Chris Forsberg overshoots it a little bit. Can he gain some ground? Wonkin Jr., a year hiatus, comes back. Two-time champion fills that second outside zone. Forsberg now dives in on that second inside clip. Transitioning out of the keyhole. Back down that final inside clip. Forsberg now gains some ground and tucks into that pocket.
You see the